How you doing, guys? Zane's every boxing dosage here, back for another video. In this video I'd like to give you my prediction for this upcoming fight. It's going down a week after next. It's the return of Eithan James. He's a Queensbury Promotions boxer. He's a undefeated prospect in the lightweight division, I believe. Good fighter. 10-0 currently with 0 wins. I mean 0 losses. 10-0. So he's a very good fighter, man. I think he's definitely learning on the job. He's gaining that experience, you know, slowly moving along in his career, where he's slowly stepping up his competition level. You get what I'm saying? He's in there and with a good opponent, you know, a good step up, I believe, a good test in his career, you know, against Cooper. So he's a good fighter as well, man. He's undefeated. He's 9-0 with 3 wins coming by way of knockout, you know. Looking really good in his career. His level of opposition hasn't been great, I'll be honest with you, but he's put whatever's been in front of him, you know, away, you get me, or he's won by decision. So he's done the business, you know, and you can only beat what's put in front of you. And understandably so, because, you know, when prospects start coming out in their professional careers early on, they usually face journeyman, you know, to obviously build up on their career, you know. Yeah, so he's faced a few journeymen in his career so far, and this is his first step up, I believe, in competition, facing the likes of Eithan James. You know what I'm saying? A guy that's really good fundamentally. He's a really good boxer, you know, knows how to switch stance, you know, to hit and not get hit. He knows about the sweet science, but also he can mix it up with his variety of punches and combinations. You get me? You know, good jab as well, not to mention that. You know, he's got that amateur experience. I believe he was an Olympian, Eithan James, you know, but he's got to be careful in this fight because the other guy's got power. You get what I'm saying? His power's got a slight advantage on the power advantage, I believe. You get me? So I believe, you know, Eithan James needs to keep this fight long. Obviously, there's going to be stages in the fight where he has to, you know, fight in the pocket, in the inside, you know, but he's got to make it count, you know. Don't stand in there for too long, you know, get in and get out with his shots. You know, I believe he's the more experienced fighter out of the two, and you know, he can make that adjustment, you know, compared to his opponent, because he's never been in there with someone like Eithan James. I've followed Eithan James's career so far, you know. I believe he's a decent prospect, you know, so caught my eye a bit. So I'll be following his fights. I think his first real test in his career was Keenan Wainwright. You know, that guy was giving a few people problems in sparring, I believe, in boxing, and he was kind of a live dog in the fight. He was a late notice opponent, but he took the fight, Keenan Wainwright, and that was a step up, in my opinion, that fight for Eithan James. And it showed me that he can deal with adversity, because he had a few issues in that fight, you get me. He got dropped in the first round, so, you know, it wasn't looking good on that night, but Eithan James managed to turn things around and won the fight by a unanimous decision, which was really promising to see, because sometimes, you know, when fighters get hurt early on in the fight, they can't sustain that momentum going into the later half of the fight. But credit to Eithan James, he recovered from that knockdown and he managed to outbox and outmaneuver Keenan Wainwright. You get me? But there were alarming signs. He needs to work on things, you know, and I hope he's done that, because, you know, it's very detrimental now as he steps up again in competition with someone that's undefeated, you know, you're gonna have to make sure you've learnt from your mistakes in the last fights. You get me? That's the only way to improve. And if he's been working on his defense and, you know, working on the mistakes he's made previously, you know, then he'll become a better fighter. Otherwise he'll come unstuck, you know what I'm saying? And that's not really good, because I know he's got potential. He can learn, you know, you know what I'm saying, go through, you know, English, British level and slowly European level, but he's got to be guided rightly in his career, the right opponents at the right time. That will be the question for Eithan James. But I think Frank Warren's a great promoter. He's been promoted by Frank Warren, who signed with him, so I think he's in good hands, you know. But yeah, in this fight, it's going to be a tricky fight for him, but I think he's more than capable with the experience he's gained to overcome this fight, you know. So my final prediction, I'm going to go with Eithan James to win this fight via unanimous decision. You know, I think it's going to be a close and competitive fight, but I think Eithan James is a slightly better boxer in my opinion out of the two. You know, as long as he stays away from the power and he's more defensively aware, and see him getting the unanimous decision by being a bit too smart for Cooper, in my opinion. You know, so that's what I feel in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. You know, this is an interesting matchup though, because they're both undefeated, so someone's always got to go. And I just feel momentum with Eithan James in my opinion. But yeah, he's a live dog, the other guy. He's undefeated, so you can't write him out, man. But I slightly favour Eithan James in my opinion. That's my prediction. I'm going to go with Eithan James to win this fight via unanimous decision on points. You get me? Let me know your thoughts, guys. As always, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Zane's Heavy Boxing Dosage. I'm out.